Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Today's topic is DNS, Domain Name System. In this video, we will learn complete information about how DNS works and why it's important. Let's get started. This image is a visual representation of the DNS lookup process, which is how your computer or any device connected to the internet translates a human-readable domain name like example.com into an IP address like 192.0.0.16 that computers use to communicate with each other. Let's break down the process step by step, as depicted in the image. 1. User initiates a request. The user types a domain name, example.com, into their web browser. The browser sends a request to a recursive DNS resolver, which is typically provided by your Internet Service Provider, ISP. The image labels this as Step 1, DNS query example.com. 2. Recursive DNS resolver contacts the root DNS server. The recursive resolver doesn't know the IP address for example.com yet. So, it first contacts a root DNS server. These servers are at the top of the DNS hierarchy and know the addresses of the TLD, top-level domain, name servers. The image skips numbering this step, but implies it with the arrow leading to the root DNS server. The root DNS server responds with the address of the appropriate TLD name server for the .com domain, since example.com ends in .com. This is labeled as Step 2, example.com. 3. Recursive DNS resolver contacts the TLD name server. The recursive resolver then contacts the .com TLD name server. This server knows the addresses of the authoritative name servers for the example.com domain. This is labeled as Step 3, TLD name server names. 4. TLD name server responds with authoritative name server information. The .com TLD name server responds with the addresses of the authoritative name servers for example.com. This is implied by the arrow leading back to the recursive resolver and labeled as Step 4, example.com. 5. Recursive DNS resolver contacts the authoritative name server. The recursive resolver now contacts one of the authoritative name servers for example.com. These servers hold the actual DNS records for the domain, including the IP address. This is labeled as Step 5, authoritative name server names. 6. Authoritative name server provides the IP address. The authoritative name server responds with the IP address associated with example.com. Example 192.0.0.16 in the image. This is labeled as Step 6, example.com. 7. Recursive DNS resolver sends the IP address to the user. The recursive resolver sends the IP address back to the user's computer. This is labeled as Step 7, 192.0.0.16. 8. User connects to the website. The user's computer can now use the IP address to connect to the example.com website. The image shows the connection established. 8. 192.0.0.16 after the process is complete. Key components of DNS topic. User, the person initiating the request. Recursive DNS resolver, a server, usually provided by the ISP that handles the recursive queries to find the IP address. Root DNS server, the top-level DNS servers. TLD name server, servers for top-level domains like .com, .org, .net. Authoritative name server, servers that hold the actual DNS records for a specific domain. In a sense, the image visually depicts the journey of a DNS query as it travels through the DNS hierarchy to find the corresponding IP address for a domain name. This process is fundamental to how we access websites and other resources on the internet using domain names instead of complex IP addresses. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope you now have a clear understanding of DNS and its working process. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more informative content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.